Hi, everybody. It's Gene Simmons, and you're not, and you're listening to the Potter Than Hell podcast with Steve, BC, BB, and Dylan. But you knew that, didn't you?
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is your last stop on the crazy train of hard rock and heavy metal. So sit back, buckle in, and hang on. Here we go.
Hello, Potter Than Hellions. Welcome back to the Potter Than Hell podcast. This is Steve, your host, and across from me tonight is
BC.
And on his left is
BB.
And across from him is
Dylan.
All right, hello guys. Welcome back. We're going to do part 2 of double live albums this week. We will be featuring Dylan's album and BB's album and what we're listening to from me and BC and our gems. And we will definitely have another Mr. Sonny Pooney random thought as we go along here. So last week we did double live albums. We did mine and BC's. Mine was Head East, and BC's was Ozzy Tribute. Real quick, how'd you guys think that went?
Definitely fantastic episode. Great stuff. I actually listened to that Head East album a couple more times. I really enjoyed that. It really gave me a different groove, different era-ness of the 70s to listen to live, because back then when this album came out, you know, I'm only 7 years old. There's only Kiss Alive 2 and Frampton comes alive for me. So, to go back and listen to actual live stuff that came out back then was a really cool episode.
Yeah, I had a lot of fun listening to these albums. Between last episode and this episode, there weren't really albums that I had problems with on the whole. Like, a lot of times I'll listen to a live album and I'll find a lot to nitpick because sometimes, things are mixed too low, or, there's shitty song selection, shit like that. But I thought that the two of you picked really great, solid albums, especially throwing Head East out there, because I figured you would have picked, like, Double Live Gonzo, or, throw something out like that.
We already did that one.
Yeah, we did. That's true. But that you would have did it again because you forgot that you did it the first time. So, good pick,
That's true,
guys.
BC.
And like I said, I definitely more back in the Head East realm after that episode. So, and of course, I've listened to Tribute 6 billion times.
Listen to Head East a little bit so we can get that balanced out, all right, BC?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was cool. Ozzy Tribute, like, I got that when it came out. And Head East, I picked that up because I remembered it from my youth, going to my friend's house and going through his brother's records. Really cool. And like I said, the Ozzy one, I like how it went through with the Randy Rhoads stuff, and then, like, at the end they put that D on there just to kind of remind you of what the album was about, and ended that on that, like, sad note, which I thought was really cool. Really brought you back to what the album was for and locked that in at the end there. This week we're going to do what are we listening to, the Steve and BC version. So BC, what are you listening to?
Head East live.
Head East live. Yes, I've been getting to catch up on some vinyl, so I've been listening to The Scream. They finally came out in vinyl, and then I just got the other day Rat Detonator on vinyl.
Did you get yours?
Yeah.
Fuck.
And then we're listening to something else a lot. I'll talk about that later.
Okay.
All right.
A little hidden gem action, maybe?
Maybe.
All right. For me, I've been listening to, still listening to the Dermot album. I played it, rocked out to it last night. And I've checked out the new Buck Cherry album. Steven and Sonny, they did a really good top 10 episode on Buck Cherry 2 weeks ago. So if you haven't checked that out, check it out. Their new album is called Hellbound. A lot of cool songs on there. So Hot, there's a cool video on that. Hellbound, the title track, is really good. A song called Junk. Typical Buck Cherry album, but good though. You know what I mean? They don't have a lot of crap. I mean, they're a band too. You hear something, it's Buck Cherry.
Yeah.
So that's what we're listening to. I have the Durbin album for myself, still rocking that album, love it. And the new Buck Cherry called Hellbound. BC's listening to the Scream album, which is absolutely fantastic, and Rat Detonator. So there's our. So I take you didn't get yours, BB.
No, it said it was delivered, and it said it was delivered the next day after it was released from the record company to Morgan Hill, California.
There it is.
So here comes the rash around the table from Steve Wright to me now. Now it's like Corona. I got the vinyl rash.
It's on vacation with Sonny Pooney out there.
What the hell?
I gotta go get a mask.
Sonny, you gotta get out to Morgan Hill, California, wherever that is, and get my records.
Get it, damn it!
All right, and speaking of Sonny Pooney, we have this.
The Potter Than Hell podcast presents Random Thoughts with Sonny Hollywood Pooty.
Why is it that flight attendants show you how to use a seatbelt after you're already supposed to have your seatbelt on? Don't they get it?
Okay, I don't know. That's their job.
They had to wait for people to get settled because, you're always like, when you're getting onto the plane, you're putting your bags in the overhead compartment, you're trying to gauge whether or not you're going to be able to get up to go to the bathroom, judging by the person next to you on the seat. There's a lot of things going on that the flight attendants know you're not going to be paying attention until it's ready. The plane's taken off.
Yeah, I don't think I put it on until they tell me.
Yeah.
It's bad enough you're
I
like,
usually
put it on.
Like, I'm still like, I'm getting comfortable. Like, I'm trying to make
Once
sure that
I get myself
I'm in the
set,
flight
I
room,
put it on. I don't wait for them to tell me.
get the
Yeah, 'cause
lumbar
you're pretty
going.
much almost-
Yeah.
And if you have it on, you can use it as a double check.
Oh,
Okay.
the discount double check?
Yeah.
All right.
Discount double check.
All right. You got anything, BC?
No, I'm with you. I mean, you get down, and I put it on before to even talk about it.
Because really, these days, who even listens to them anyways? Truthfully,
Nah, it's just-
You just look
if
at
it's
them.
the first time you're flying, maybe.
Yeah.
They're just there for looks.
Yeah.
I mean, I listen to the emergency exits. Are you kidding me? Of course I listen to them. You gotta be knowing that shit.
No,
You
we're
don't know
talking,
what's
we're
gonna
talking about
happen.
the seatbelt.
No, but that's involved
Yeah.
with the seatbelt. Your
Oh,
emergency
I
exits
know.
are to the back and to the sides of the plane.
I know. Okay. All right.
Your
So
seat can be
there's
used as a
our
flotation device.
BC, so in case this room, the airplane goes down, the exit is right there.
or through the windows.
Don't block it, all right?
That's right.
Exits
You're
exits to my right.
if you don't feel comfortable being the
We'll move your seat.
Can I sit over
You're going to be the door guy.
love it.
All right. So let's get back into our double live albums, and I think Dylan's going first tonight.
Yes, I am. So, a little background. Originally, my first initial thought for this episode was to do Live Killers from Queen. But then I realized I did that for the very first birthday episode, so we couldn't do it again. That album is fucking awesome, and it deserves to have recognition. So, instead, I was hemming and hawing about what my album was going to be. And my dad decided to rush us. He's like, come on, we need our albums right now. So I'm like, okay, well, you know what? Just because you're rushing me, I'm picking Thin Lizzy. Live and Dangerous from 1978. A band that Dad has infamously loathed for a very long time. He always says his thing is that he likes when people cover Thin Lizzy. He doesn't like Thin Lizzy playing their own songs. Even though he likes Black Star Riders, which is basically the modern day version of Thin Lizzy with, which guitarist is it that's in there? It's not Brian Robertson. It's the other one.
Scott Gorham.
Scott Gorham. That is heading Black Star Riders. And they very much sound like Thin Lizzy in a way. But I picked Live and Dangerous because I was curious to listen to it because I've always heard really good things about it, that it's one of the best live albums. And I'm not really up on Thin Lizzy, so I thought that this would be a cool thing to discuss. The recording of it is there's a lot of mystery behind whether or not there's a lot of overdubbing or there's a little overdubbing. But some of the live shows that they recorded at November 14th, 1976, London, England. The 20th and the 21st of October in 1977 in Philadelphia. That's a place that's close to us. And then October 28th in Toronto. And then the overdubs were apparently done at Day Dame Studio in January of 1978. And that means ladies.
Ladies.
But Tony Visconti, the producer, who went on to do a lot of David Bowie stuff. I know you love that, Dad. Says that there was 75% over dubbing, doing studio stuff in there, and that only the drums and the crowd noises were from the shows. But the band says no, only 25% was overdubbed, and then the rest was live. So there's some back and forth on that. This was the last album with Thin Lizzy to feature Brian Robertson, who we covered a little bit in the Motorhead episodes that he was joined Motorhead up for I think what albums? Another Perfect Day he was on, then some of the live albums. But this is basically the Thin Lizzy lineup that people know and love. You got Phil Lynott on lead vocals and bass guitar, Scott Gorham, lead guitar, backing vocals, Brian Robertson, lead guitar, backing vocals, and Brian Downey on drums and percussion. We also have 2 additional musicians that I'll get to when the songs come up. But the first song we open up with is Jailbreak. This song is a really good indicator of how the rest of the album is going to be. The band is mixed really well. You can hear everybody pretty clear, especially Phil's bass. You could really hear the bass runs underneath the twin guitars, which really bring up the thing. The audience, though, is mostly turned down until like certain points when they would turn the audience up, like when they're doing clapping. So like basically the crowd is very much underneath the band, which is a little frustrating, but we do get to hear them clap along and have some interaction with Phil towards the end of the song. It almost feels like the crowd didn't know the song was over because there's kind of a pause after the song ends. And they're like, oh, okay.
Oh, yay.
Clapping. But this is a great opener. It's Jailbreak. That's a classic Thin Lizzy song. And then we go right into Dad's favorite, Emerald. Phil has a nice little intro talking. Is there anyone here who has a little Irish in them? Is there any girls who want a little more Irish in them? So he's playing with the crowd. Very, very Bon Scott-esque crowd riffing, which I really enjoy. I love the effects on the guitars in the song. Really cool. There's the part towards the middle before like the just guitar and bass interlude that's really fantastic. Then there's nice back and forth ripping solos after the kind of interlude part. The second guitar seems a little less sure with his soloing at first, but it's more than made up for by the shredding that happens at the end of the song. Southbound is the third track, a bit of a lighter song to let the audience recover from the shred fest. It's a little early for this sparse of a song, especially with how full the previous 2 songs sounded. This one is like a little more laid back than those. I really do love the harmonies, the vocal harmonies in the chorus. And yet again, another great solo, even with like the sparse rhythm guitar behind it. And then it ends with a gong, which is interesting. And then they do a Bob Seger cover song, Rosalie / Cowgirl song. It's more of a get up and go than the last song. They really make it their own. A really great solo in it. There's a lot more hand clapping. That's kind of the running theme in this, is getting the crowd in with the hand clapping. And this is the end of side 1, which really great first side, and makes me want to listen to more deeper tracks of Bob Seger. Dancing in the Moonlight, It's Caught Me in the Spotlight is track number 5 in the opening for side 2. A little boogie woogie feel to it, and some saxophone action done by our first guest musician, John Earl. And originally, the saxophone in the original version of this was done by the Supertramp sax player. So, more Supertramp talking in this group of episodes. It sounds like it's being played from the next room, though, the sax. It sounds like it's far off stage, which is a little frustrating, but I really do love the dynamic, like, little fills that they do with the saxophone, and there's a good solo in there as well that I really enjoy. I just wish it was a little louder, a little more even with the band. And then, yet again, more great guitar soloing. There's the double guitar action that you know and love from Thin Lizzy with the cool riff right at the end. And then they go right into Massacre with this thundering drum intro that keeps up the energy from the last song. The dual guitars come in again with this nice heavy riff that I really love. Phil has some echoing vocals, which is different. It sounds interesting that it's only like the last word that echoes, but very cool. Fantastic fast solo. There's like a band jam part towards the middle of the song that a solo happens, and everybody kind of gets a little part to showcase themselves, and I really love it. And then we go into the longest song of the album, Still in Love with You. This is the breather slow song, the kind of ballad of the show. Phil's vocals are really nice and emotional. I think he sells the song really well. There's some guitar doodles that play underneath in the background as the song goes. But then we have a great solo that starts building the song up, getting a little more energy. And then they bring the crowd up right after that solo to let you know how good the solo was. And then there's more soloing after another verse and chorus, which I really love that Thin Lizzy, they'll give you 2 solos in a song. They won't just give you the one. They'll let everybody shine, and they'll hit you twice. Then there's more dual guitar action doing their magic. There's kind of a Hotel California, like, towards the end there that I really enjoy. And then they close off the song with the crowd coming up again. And then we have the song Johnny the Fox meets Jimmy the Weed. Drum intro again. You can tell Phil's really having fun with the lyrics of this song, the delivery of it. He's kind of like playing with the vocals of it. A groovy, bouncy song, like lower key guitars. They're kind of like in a back alley, kind of just playing whatever they want to play, which is cool. There's a nice wah solo in the song that I really enjoy, and then there's an awesome ending solo to close out the first record of this album. And then we open up, and the second disc 2, that would be side C, technically. Cowboy Song. This is one of their hits. Plaintive vocals and guitar to start us off. Feels like we're by a campfire, and Phil's singing us a little campfire song. But then the rest of the band come in with this nice upbeat build-up. I've had this riff stuck in my head all day. We get into the cool rollicking verses that I really love. The guitar riff in the chorus is so good. There's a fucking ripping solo. And then we go into like a clapping crowd patrol. The guitars are so in sync with this song. Like and you could just tell that the band is like operating on a really great clip at this point. They're firing on all cylinders to end out the opening song in the second part, but then they go right into The Boys Are Back in Town with a really great transition. They have the crowd in the palm of their hands, and they know that they're really amped up. And I haven't heard this song in a while, so I think I was more receptive to hearing it again. I love how you could hear Phil's bass like towards after the chorus of the song. Like, you could really hear what kind of a bass run he's going on, and it's really awesome. Like right underneath the dual guitar riff that's so iconic. And they do the whispering part live, which was interesting. I didn't think they were going to do the Boys Are Back. They don't do it as well as the studio version, but I'm sure it's tough. And the song really showcases how in the pocket the band are with each other, because like they stay in sync perfectly through the whole song. And the ending part is just so epic live as they like keep going up on the riff, like keep like going higher and higher with the notes. And the crowd goes wild at the end because of course it's their big hit. Then we go into Don't Believe a Word, a fun riff right off the bat to keep the energy up from the last two songs. A really great heavy solo, awesome guitar effect on this one that really brings out the rawness of the guitar. Really fun sudden stop ending. I love a good like quick stopper instead of like the constant, band wild fest. And they really know how to do a closing riff. They'll put in like an interesting little spin on the main riff towards the end of the song that really helps you come out of it. Warriors, you got a little bit of a slow gallop to start at the bass of the beginning. Somewhere between Eye of the Tiger and Run to the Hills in terms of the gallop of the bass. A little closer to Eye of the Tiger than Run to the Hills for sure. But we get a really cool riff before Phil's vocals come in. We get more echo from him. What more can you say about the awesome guitar riffing and soloing on this album? Just phenomenal. There's a nice drum fills towards the back half of the solo to showcase Brian Downey's amazing fills. The fills through the whole album are just like super amazing and sometimes get overshadowed by the guitars, but like he's doing the job. He's fucking fantastic. Then the crowd comes back in at the back end when the band go into another kind of cool stop-start riff that reminds me a little bit of the one part in the 2112 Overture with the hey, but they don't do the haze. So I like that a lot. Are You Ready? Not the AC/DC song. Phil says this is a new one for them. It's kind of a straightforward rockin' riff right at the beginning. The guys know how to keep the party going with these fast-paced songs. Another great, tasteful solo that seamlessly blends back into the dual guitar riff. They also know that two solos are better than one, and the second solo blows out the doors with how good it is. My Sick Banana solo.
Yes!
Though it's very obvious when they bring the crowd back up and then almost immediately fade it out at the end of the song. Like, they bring it up to end the song, and it's like, oh, we have to end this side of the album, so we're bringing it back down again. So now the last side of the albums. We start with Suicide, very old school boogie song with the hi-hat, awesome part right towards the front end of the middle where the drums go into this beat and the band like perfectly follows that beat. Then we go back into the intro riff before going back into a back and forth solo. I love the back and forth solos. That lands a little better than the one in Emerald. The second guitarist is a lot more strong on this one. And then we go into Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. It's kind of a fun song. I love how Phil yells out the "lose control" lyric. Very fun. Into the second verse, the great soloing as usual. And then we get into the drum solo of the album, which is definitely the low point for the album for me. I don't think it's needed because I feel like Brian Downey's drums throughout the whole album are so good that you don't need a drum solo. The crowd does seem into it. They're clapping, they're whistling. But then the song ends with the band coming in for a bombastic ending. So it wasn't anywhere near as drawn out for me as the one from Tribute. But still tough to listen to a drum solo in the middle of a song. Baby Drives Me Crazy, the second longest song on the album, but still fantastic because we're introducing the band in this song. Huey Lewis on harmonica. So, it's so weird that all these things are connecting from last episode to this episode. I was very surprised to see that Huey Lewis was just randomly playing harmonica with them for this. Nice bluesy rock and roll song. Phil screams at the audience asking if he could sing it, and then there's some call and response stuff. But it's with the band going in the background as well, so it's not as like tough to get through because you still got like the cool backing. And it would have worked a lot better for me if we didn't have a drum solo right before it. Like if this was like a couple songs after the drum solo, I wouldn't be as upset with it. There's a really good blues solo in this song though, and it's definitely a fun jam song that the band helps bring the energy back up from the drum solo. The harmonica solo rocks as well from Huey Lewis, and then there's dual guitar and harmonica riffing at one point, which was really interesting to hear. Had this really unique tone to it. And then Phil introduces the band, and they get some cool showcasing of themselves before he introduces the next member. Like, they'll do a little riff or something. Brian Robertson with his German dog. He shouts out the road crew, which I thought was pretty cool. Then he says, we especially want to thank everyone for coming, especially if you came twice or 3 times. And then we go back to the call and response, amp up the crowd noise with the last instrumental part. And this would have been a really great closing song, but we also have the rocker, which I think is a really good, like, kind of short, upbeat coda. Like, it doesn't overstay its welcome. It's like a nice, like, heavier, like, faster song to end the album. But that is Live and Dangerous from Thin Lizzy. I'm very interested to hear what you think. I'm saving you for last, Dad. BC, what'd you think?
Dylan. I'm gonna say this is the, out of everything we talked about this episode and last episode, it's the second album I never heard of. Mm-hmm. Never heard of, but never listened to before. Get ready for this. And then when did Thin Lizzy start come out? When was their first year of existence?
Early, like
it was early 70s.
Early mid 70s.
Yeah.
Maybe somewhere when I was in my youth, my kid, I got beat or something. I don't know. And then Lizzy was playing. I don't know. This is a roller coaster album for me.
Okay.
I mean, there's parts that are like, yeah, then it loses me, and then it gets me, and then it loses me, and it gets me. And the whole album. I don't know what it is. I never was into Thin Lizzy. I mean, tried a few times, but never really got into them.
Yeah.
And again, like Steve over there. I mean, there's Jailhouse does a cover of Jailbreak.
Jailbreak.
And then
Break out.
But I will say when listen to this, it has more rawness and the bass stands out a little bit more throughout the album, which I like. Again, part of the roller coaster. Are you ready? I love the guitar. Are you ready? And then of course you got in the other two are the hits like Boys Are Back in Town. Like there's musically parts of it that caught me, and then after that. But vocally, I don't know. I don't know how to say it because he does not.
Yeah, I think Phil Lynott is definitely a you like him or you don't like him vocalist.
And unfortunately, I'm on the don't like him list. I don't know. I've tried so many times with Thin Lizzy throughout the years. There's just so many songs. And what was that one? I was going to say even Lizzie Borden could do a cover and I wouldn't like it. So I don't know. I did like Massacre. There's parts that I like. Johnny the Fox meets Jimmy the Weed. A few good parts in that. I mean, Are You Ready? The guitar I liked in that. But I don't know. It's just it's like something you want to eat, but eat it, and then you're like, I don't see the big to do about it.
Okay, that makes sense.
Sorry, Thin Lizzy has never done anything for me, and continues to do nothing for me, even though Black Star Riders were good.
Mm-hmm. Coming under heavy fire. BB, what did you think?
All right, my cousin actually had this album a long time ago, and I couldn't remember when it was, but I actually love these guys, and I love this live album. I think this album really brings out a different side of my musical taste, because there's, like BC said, there's certain parts that are fantastic, it's all right, but I really like these guys. Like, and I already said off show, if Dylan didn't pick this album, I was going to pick it because I like it so much, and I know Steve is kind of sometimes borderline with this, so it could have it could have been a hit or miss with this, but opens up with Jailbreak, and I love to know back in 78, 79 when this album came out, if they actually opened up their song with this song, because nowadays it's a staple for these guys. It's probably one of their most popular songs, but the band is tight, the sound is great, Phil sounds amazing, Great way to start the album. Song 2, Emerald. I love the heavy Irish music after the first verse. It's short. It's only about 10 to 12 seconds, but it's so cool. There's a dual guitar outro with this song. Is fantastic. Song number 3, Southbound. Love the band harmonies of this at the chorus. I think they're so good. And then it slows down a little bit, and then the background vocals from the guys come in. But then it kicks in again, and the guitar work on this song is so good. Song number 4, Rosalie. Love the time change with this song. There's a certain time change in the it slows down, but then boom, it kicks right back in, and finally they're turning up the crowd a little bit on this song that I noticed. Song number 5, Dancing in the Moonlight. I love the groove when Phil starts pronouncing certain words. Like he'll sing and pronounce certain words, then he'll talk in Irish, and then he goes back and he starts singing, and it's totally different the way he sings than the way he actually talks. It's mind blowing when you listen to this album, from the way he sings, the way he actually talks. I love the horn section of this. It reminds me of like old 70s Springsteen. But then after the horns, it kicks into an amazing guitar solo, which definitely makes the song for me. Song number 6, Massacre. Super heavy. I love there's like a beginning part after the first verse. There's like almost like an Indian drum beat laid in the drum section of that song, and they talk about 600 dead. So I'm sure there's something to do. There's a history behind that song. I don't know what it is, but there's definitely something to do. You know, probably wartime. Who knows? North American Indians, but the way those drums sounded at that point, it had that Indian feel to it. Song number 7, Still in Love with You. Very soulful, very powerful the way Phil delivers this song with his vocals. Another crazy guitar solo from Scott and Brian. Love that song. Song number 8, Johnny and the Fox meets Jimmy the Weed. Cool. The little toe tapper, funky 70s groove to this song. The solo and the outro solo are just fantastic. Definitely highlights of that song for me. Song number 9, Cowboy Song. I love how the slower start with this song, and the second half of the song just kicks in, straightforward rocks. Absolutely love the dual solos at the end of the song. Song number 7, Boys Are Back in Town. Once again, a staple for these guys. Phil's bass on this song, you can really hear really, really well. And then I love when he says, "Let down your knickers." BC their pants. If you want to know what knickers were. Song number 11.
He's not wearing anything.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. No wonder why he doesn't know. Song number 11, Don't Believe a Word. This is a super short song. This is just one of those songs, keeps you right in the teeth. Straight rocker from Thin Lizzy. It has that classic sound to that they have. Another staple that I love on this album. Song number 12, Warrior. More Phil vocals. It's just iconic the way Phil sells these vocals on this song. Then there's a little sprinkleness of heaviness on this song. This drums, fantastic. The second half of this song, drums carry this song out, fantastic. Song number 13, Are You Ready? Another fast rocker. The vocals that Phil has on this, there's some kind of distortion or like a little echoing that he has on here that really, really caught my ear. Song number 14, Suicide. Absolutely 100% my favorite song of the night. Bluesy rocker. Toe tapper has a really cool drum beat to it. And then it extends to a great solo and more cool drum beat and another great outro solo, which is fantastic. Song number 15, Sha-La-La. Not too bad, it's alright. It has a cool 70s feel to it and groove. 16, Baby Drives Me Crazy. Like Dylan already said, got Huey Lewis on the harmonica, which kind of give it a different groove and a different feel for that song. And they close it with the rocker, song number 17, perfect closer. It's got heavy riffs. Phil screaming vocals are a perfect icing to the cake, in my eyes.
Nice. Okay, bring us home.
Okay.
Bring us back down to earth, Righty.
I am going to, before I get into about this album. I'm just going to say that I was not drinking when I was listening to this album.
Okay.
When I did my review on it, I was not drinking.
By choice or was this
Time of day? It was It was a time of day thing.
Okay. Because I was like, is this like your party? Was this your party barometer? Where it's like, if it makes me want to drink, it's a good song. But yeah.
No. This is a time factor scale.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just gonna get right into the songs. Jailbreak.
Love
Little fatigue factor.
Yeah.
Obviously, because that and Boys Are Back in Town are really the only two you really hear. I'm going to say right off the bat, I'm so glad they didn't do Whiskey in a Jar because I fucking hate that song. Crowd starts out, Lizzy Borden came out. They were disappointed.
Wrong Lizzy.
It starts off, bam, the song gets right in. It's a little faster than the studio version that you hear like 8 million fucking times on the radio. Like I said, little fatigue factor, but it's good to hear it sped up. It's good to hear like a live version of it. Emerald, really, this song is fucking great. I like the pace of it. It's really heavy live. Like I've heard the studio version. It's okay, but the live version is fantastic. There's a slight slowdown there before the solos. Solos fucking tear it up. The solos absolutely kick ass. Phil Lynott on bass. I literally, like you said, I said before, like I like when people do Thin Lizzy songs. Ace did a version of this on his Origins 1 with Slash playing. I'll take this version over the Ace version, even though Slash plays on it. And he fucking kicks ass on bass. I was like, holy shit, he's fucking like, wow, like it's not back in the mix. I was shocked. Southbound, mellow song. Got a little melodic solo and it's okay. Rosalie, the Bob Seger song, it's okay. It's very Bruce Springsteen-y to me. I'm like, and that's a fucking killer for me right there. That's just like, no. Dancing in the Moonlight got a little jazzy feel to it. The sax solo is cool. It is a little low in the mix. The guitar solo is good. The background vocals are good. But I like how on this album they go boom song, boom song, boom. You don't get the song blah 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 song so. You don't get that. I like when they. So I would like to know if their sets were like that, where you get song. I like that. I'm not a huge fan of the talking in between. Like when we saw Accept, like they just did song and then song, and like they do like 4 songs, then he'd say something, and like not babble on for fucking 20 minutes.
My ear.
Yeah. Massacre, rockin' song, a cool echo on the vocals. I like the drums are fucking fantastic on this one. Brian Downey is kick ass. He's a guy that. Before this album, if you asked me who the drummer for Thin Lizzy was, I would have told you I have no fucking idea at all. But kick-ass drummer, fantastic. Still in Love with You, probably the epic song on the album, if you want to say. I think it's fucking fantastic. The soloing on it is fucking killer, absolutely killer. Johnny the Fox meets Jimmy the Weed, cool song. I've never heard this one before. Great guitar playing on it. These guys are a fantastic guitar duo. Cowboy song, good. Slow start, kicks in, it's fun, it's got a cool feel to it. The pace picks up for the solo. And then you get the dual harmonies, which is fantastic. And another song, this one goes boom right into the next one. Boys Are Back in Town. Talk about fatigue factor. But it's like Jailbreak. It's stepped up. It's refreshing to hear it over the studio version. It's like got a kind of extended guitar harmony thing at the end there. It's a good version. Don't Believe a Word. Great groove on this song. I like when like I said, when the bands go right into the next song without stopping, and they do this one again here and this one. Really cool wah pedal solo. Fucking awesome. I have written down there. It really says that. And I can't believe I'm saying this. I really like this one too. Warriors, the train keeps rolling here. Fucking rockin' song. The vocals, I even like the vocals on this one. The cool riff during the verses are cool. Real kick-ass time change for the solo though, like really cool times. Solos tear it up on here. Another one, Bill's bass really stands out on it, and the drums on this one too. I'm like, holy fuck! Like this song is like together. This song clicks boxes for me. Are You Ready? Up-tempo song, some more ripping guitar. I mean, these guys shred. I can't deny it on this album. More soloing. The band chugs along underneath. Suicide, funky rocker, great song. I can see why it's BB's favorite song on the album. It's very close up there for me. I like it. The drumming, it's got a great driving feel to it. And listen to the bass under the solo on this one. It's really out front in the mix. And these guys absolutely just tear it up. If you want to, you guys, if you never listened to this album before, and I can't believe I'm fucking saying this. BB's feeling my forehead. Ooh. These guys tear it up. It's a fantastic guitar album. These guys are just a kick-ass guitar duo. Sha-la-la-la-la-la-la, like he introduces it. Hard rocker, great drums. Dual guitar playing is great. Like the bass and drums, they're locked in. They're locked in. And actually, I don't even mind the drum solo, probably because I never heard it before. You know what I mean? If I heard it before, I didn't mind it because it wasn't really long, and it didn't, like give you the come on, let's go fucking factor to it. Baby Drives Me Crazy, second, like Dylan said, the second longest song there. Like bluesy tune, good, sing along time for the crowd. Excellent blues rocker. You got Huey Lewis on there, probably the most rocking song Huey Lewis ever played on. Goddamn, the soloing on this album is amazing, and the harp solo when they go with that, it fits in perfect. Like Dylan said, they introduce the bands, then they get right back in it to the end. The rocker, the bass sounds great on this one. Cool, fast riff in it. Solo's kicking ass. The bass is way out front again. It seems like some songs, like the bass is more up front than in other songs. I don't know if that's a production thing or if that's just how it comes out. I don't know, but overall, fuck, I'm like stunned, like I'm stunned with the BB like my fucking album. I'm stunned that I like this album. I'm stunned that much. Wow. The soloing's amazing. Brian
Everybody's
Robertson,
getting a shocker tonight.
I know it. Brian Robertson and Scott Gorham, fantastic guitar duo. Phil Lynott, I never even considered his bass playing like ever. It was never anything I even thought about. Brian Downey, fantastic drummer. Like I said, he's never discussed. And like I said before, I listened to this album, he could have said, pick out of these three names, which is the drummer I probably would not have known. I enjoyed the fuck out of this album, and I will. I mean, it's not the first time I listened to it though. I have it. I actually have it on vinyl.
Yeah.
Which I'm not sure when I got it or how I got it, but it was one of the ones that I didn't have to get again. It was one that I never got rid of. So I don't know. It's one of them weird things. Maybe.
Yeah.
He must have told
maybe
you,
someone.
That's why
maybe someone. Maybe Santa snuck it in.
Forgot because you haven't listened to it.
Yeah,
so I can't listen to it.
I was kind of stunned by it as well. I didn't think I would like it as much as I did. Like I knew that I would enjoy it. I knew that I would like the songs that I knew, but this is a solid band.
But I will say this though. I will listen to this album. I'll listen to it a lot, but I'm not gonna go back and listen to the studio albums. I don't know.
I think they're a band. The live stuff.
It doesn't
is better
interest
than
me.
their
Like
studio.
I'll see if they have other live albums out, and I'll check them out. But even though I really, really like this album, I don't want to go back and hear all the songs that they didn't do live.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, and apparently,
especially for as many as they have.
Apparently, they released an album called Still Dangerous that featured material from the Philadelphia gig that was used for some of Live and Dangerous, and it's completely live. There's no overdubs to it. So if you were interested in listening to that, it's basically without the dubious, do we know if it was overdubbed or not? This apparently had no overdubs.
All right.
So.
All right, so there's Dylan's Live and Dangerous from Thin Lizzy.
Yep.
Shocker of the night for me, for sure. Yeah. The song we have coming up here for our gym song this week is going to be a new Night Ranger song. They're going to have a new album out August 6th. It's called And the Band Played On. And it's one of the songs they pre-released before the album. And the song's called Breakout. So Dylan's going to play it right now.
To lose
right. Hope you guys enjoyed that new Night Ranger song. Get out there and support new music. You know who I'm talking to out there. Really good song. Hope everybody. I have the vinyl pre-ordered. Do you, BC?
What's that?
Night Ranger?
Yes.
BB also?
Yes.
Dylan probably not because he'll listen to mine.
Yeah.
Night Ranger.
Night Ranger.
I ordered the yellow version because that was the only one I thought that was there, but there was like 4 different colors, which I don't give a shit.
I think it's.
I'm over the colored vinyl.
Oh,
Just give me fucking black
so
vinyl.
burned out. Just give me the record.
Yeah. All right, we'll do our gyms. BC, me and you, what do you got for a gym today?
I don't know where this came out of, but I've been super binging the last 4 or 5 days on the band Europe. I mean, everybody. I mean, is it Europe a hitting gym? No, but they are, because like everybody knew like the Final Countdown, freaking
Cherokee,
Carrie,
Rock the House,
and there was like 2 albums before that, because that's actually their third album.
Rock the Night.
And then they
Rock the
did.
Night.
Then they did Out of This World and Prisoners in Paradise, which forget about that shit, people. Go back to 2004. Start from the Dark, and they put out 6 albums after that. I mean, they got heavier. Joey Tempest, I mean, his vocals are still there. I mean, here's a band. I mean, they put out 6 albums, an acoustic album, BB. Yes. Live at Sweden Rock. I mean, these guys are doing it. Unfortunately, you probably never see them in the United States.
We saw them at M3.
M3.
M3
1
don't
year.
hear, but
Yeah.
That was it.
Play the hits.
and they played it.
And they had an album out and they played it for when people were bitching.
And people were like,
Fucking idiots.
"Don't get me started on that. That's a whole. That's a whole other.
That's a whole show in itself.
That's a whole episode in itself. But Secret Society to me is fucking phenomenal, underrated. I mean, War of Kings. I mean, from 2015.
War of Kings is
War
great.
of Kings is great.
This band just rocks now. I mean, they just blow their older stuff away. So, I mean, if I know a lot of people, no offense, you only know the hits, but you want to hear rockin' band, check out Europe. Anything from 2004 on.
All right. Cool. Mine, BC, you know these guys. I think I know you're a fan of them. BB, you maybe as well. Dylan, maybe not so much. I don't know. I was going through YouTube the other day, and I'm like, I want something different here. And I came upon Candlebox doing a cover of Loverboy's "Turn Me Loose." It was fucking fantastic.
Very interesting.
It was one of them where they show all the guys playing, and you know what I mean. And it was mixed. It sounded fantastic. I'm like, holy shit! I must have watched it like 5 times.
Now, did they do that like the Corona people that are putting shit together? Like,
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh. They're all in different places and stuff. And the singer, his is dubbed in where he's the one part when he's singing, he's driving in the car, like that's. But then it shows him actually recording it too. So it was cool. So there's our hidden gem. So check out BC, and he is absolutely correct. Check out Europe's albums from 2004 on. Put your Final Countdown album away. Put it away. Dig deeper. Get that fucking shovel out. Listen to something different.
I just bought that album in
put it away.
Syracuse.
Put it away.
It needs to go into the vaults for a little while. And mine, go on to YouTube and check out Candlebox doing "Turn Me Loose" by Loverboy. It's fucking fantastic. Really? All right, so now we're gonna do the final double live album of the evening, and BB is stepping up to the plate.
Alrighty. Hopefully you don't swing and miss at the curveball here, because this album is stinking fantastic. And it's a great way to segment the gem for tonight, because my live album for the night is 35 Years, A Night in Chicago from Night Ranger. Recorded May 7th, 2016. It was released November 18th, 2016. And of course, the guys in the band, everybody knows, Jack Blades on vocals and the bass guitar, Brad Gillis on guitar, Carrie Kelly on guitar, Eric Levy on keyboards, and Kelly Kiki on drums and vocals. Opens up with, of course, a little introduction to Night Ranger. Song number 2, Touch of Madness, another great opener. Band is super tight for being together 35 years. I cannot believe they sound this good. Song number 3, Sing Me Away. I love when Kelly comes out and sings, because it gives Jack a little break, but there's a fantastic dual solo from Brad and Carrie here on this song, which just highlight this song in my book. Song number 4, 4 in the morning. Showcases how well the band gang vocals are in this song. Harmonies are so stinking fantastic. Carrie's finger tapping on this solo is so cool. And then Brad's outro solo he does on this is kick-ass. And before I keep going, I forgot to mention, when they released these 2 CDs, they actually came out with a DVD. And the DVD is straight with the CDs. So if you watch the CDs, there's the same set list as the DVDs or the DVD and the CDs. It's just because every once in a while you get the CD. Oh, this song's on the CD. It's not on the DVD. Straightforward, 1 through 18, all the same thing. Check it out. The whole concert is on YouTube. It's stinking fantastic. Song number 5, Growing Up in California. Eric Levy keyboards, fantastic on this song. Another dual solo from Brad and Carrie, which is fantastic. Just a fun song about how all these guys grew up in California. Song number 6, Rumors in the Night. Such a cool sound with that Brad uses with his volume knob, and then Eric on the keyboard. It's just such a crazy different sound that they do with this. Love the different time changes between the verses and the choruses on this. Really, it's a headliner for me on this album. Song number 7, Secrets of My Success. That was on a movie, right?
Yeah.
By the same name.
By the same name. There you
Michael
go.
J. Fox.
Michael J. Fox.
Yep.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Kelly and Jack's dual vocals. I love when they go back and forth every once in a while. Their pitch, their vocals are just stinking perfect. Throw them a couple nanas for Wrighty. They knew Wrighty was listening tonight. A little nanas in there, but a great song, staple for these guys for sure. Song number 8, Sentimental Street, another one. Nice soft start. Just Kelly comes out on vocals, and then there's keyboards with that, and after the first verse, the whole band comes out, and they continue to sing a little softer. Then there's a kick-in, loaded whammy bar solo by Brad. Just a fantastic way they brought out such a slow song on their regular album to a great live song with that whammy bar that Brad uses. Song number 9, High Road. It's another just puts you in a great mood. Such a great rockin' song. The distortion once again in the solo is really, really good. Song number 10, Eddie's Coming Out Tonight. I love the raw guitar start with this. More great band harmonies, and gotta love when Brad's doing a little solo and there's keyboards behind it. Fantastic sound that they produce on that song. Song number 11, Goodbye. Carrie comes out. He breaks down. Brad and Carrie comes out. They break on an acoustic guitar, and then Kelly comes over. He breaks out the vocals, and Jack comes out. He starts a little duet. Such a great song, and these guys turned this song down. But a fantastic song. The way they can go from super heavy to super soft, super acoustic. Great sound. Song number 12 that they say it's a new song. It's actually from I believe it's Don't Let Up, but called Night and Day. The pedals back on the floor after the slow song of Goodbye. Back into the Night Ranger that you love. Kelly is still singing this song. Jack does some background vocals. The chorus is super heavy. There's some cool guitar solos with some crazy distortion from the keyboards. Just a great song. And definitely check that album out. Don't Let Up is such a good album from these guys. Song number 13, Night Ranger. Bass solo. That's all I'm going to say with it. Thank God Jack gets to showcase his bass solo ability. Just a great solo they let him do. And then there's been some really cool chugging solos that Brad does on this song. It's just a great song. Another deep track that I love when they bring out stuff like that. Song number 14, When You Close Your Eyes. Crowd gets into this. This is a crowd favorite. Jack and Kelly, they swap back and forth verses. Carrie does a short little solo that when you hear that solo, that solo. And Brad's outro solo is just kick-ass. It's a fantastic song. Song number 15, Don't Let Don't let you love me.
Don't tell me you love me.
Don't tell you. Don't tell you.
Don't tell
me
you love me.
Exactly. Thank you. I can't. Probably their most popular song, and I can't even say it.
I'm sitting there going.
I can't even read my. I can't even read my own writing. Right. Like probably the most popular song of the night from these guys.
Is that a B-side?
Unbelievable.
Alternate take of.
Can't even read my own writing. God.
They bring BB up on stage to sing it. Don't let me
Don't
tell
let
you.
me
me
tell you I love you, but you love me.
Cold-blooded.
Steve Whitmer, come on. That's really bad. That's really
bad. Really bad.
Really bad.
When it starts, you got that recognizable guitar riffs and the drums start. Just a great song. You got a little keyboard in there. The band harmonies are great. They're still chugging. There's a little kick in at the end of that song. Fantastic. Song number 16, Sister Christian. Once again, you got another fan favorite, of course. Kelly gets a crowd going, singing a nice soft side. And then the band comes out once again. They start singing. Him and Jack start going back and forth on dual vocals again. Great solo. Fantastic. Song number 17, Penny. I love how they picked this song. Such a deep track from Dawn Patrol. That's like one of the last songs on that album. I love that they pulled this out. That is definitely just for the fans, not for the people who are just there to hear the hits. And of course, they close out with the iconic Rockin' America. Amazing closer. Brad comes out with his flag guitar. There's flags in the background. Just a great way to end the show. It's just perfect icing on the cake for a fantastic 18-song live album. Ready.
I love Night Ranger. Top 5 band for me of all time. I will give it the BC. Night Ranger.
I was wondering if you didn't.
Touch of Madness. That was the very first song that I got to see Night Ranger play live. I saw them at Rocky Glen Park, and they opened up with that song. Just a great opener. It's got kind of like that guitar riff at the beginning. It's got like a good build to it. The recording and the production sounds great right off the bat. The background vocals, the dual guitar harmonies, Brad going nuts. I love his whammy bar, that crazy shit that he gets going. Sing Me Away, one of my favorite Night Ranger songs. Just an amazing song, great chorus, melodies. 4 in the Morning. This one is a little bit of a lesser song for me. I don't know why. It's grown on me a little bit over the last couple listens, but for some reason I don't know. This song never really. I like the can't take it. It's okay. It's all right. Not a skipper though. Not a skipper. Growing Up in California, awesome newer Night Ranger song. Starts with the dual lead guitars, harmonies. It's from 2011, Somewhere in California album. Rumors in the Air next. Love the volume now. Winner. The thing in the beginning. Just great chorus, kicks it up. The keyboards, that like a spaceship taking off part that is really cool. Carrie Kelly does some great shredding in this song as well. Secret of My Success. Always liked this song. Very cool, like you said, from that movie. I like the part in the middle that has that stutter. Like it's like almost like the record, like it skips almost. And that's, if you listen to that on the studio, that's got to be a motherfucker to pull off live, because it sounds like it's like a studio thing. But for them to pull that off live, I think is really cool, and it really gives a cool thing to it. And then you get that sort of kind of breakdown towards the end, and then bam, then right back in. Da-na-na, like, it goes right back in, and you got you said it before, the na-na-nas in there. Love it.
Alrighty.
Sentimental Street, okay. I don't like when they do it live and Kelly gets out from behind the drums. I don't like that. That drives me fucking crazy. I don't know why. It's just, sorry, Kelly, but I'm not a huge fan of it. High Road, newer song. Thought I scared you, Dylan? Sorry.
No. He was getting ready to kill you for all the bad.
What, for Sentimental Street? Oh, sorry, BC.
BC likes when Kelly comes out front.
It's okay. It's got a great melodic solo at the end, so that is one good thing about it. High Road, newer song from the title track from the 2014 album. great song. The yeah. You know I'm in right away. Some cool whammy bar shit in that one too, and then goes down for a little softer version of the chorus, and then you get that it builds back up. I love it. Eddie's coming out tonight. I know it's one of BC's favorite songs as well.
I hate it though.
Yeah. No. I know this is one that we always are disappointed if we see them live and they don't do it. We're always like, fucking no Eddie, what the fuck? But just great. I love you get you can actually hear Jack's bass at times in this song. The chorus is fantastic. The Brad solo and background vocals. It's just I love it. Brad continues to shred as they're going out. Then there's a back and forth. It's just a fantastic song, and I don't know. I think it may be a Night Ranger fan favorite. You know what I mean? It's not a hit that was on the radio, but I think it's ones that people really like to hear. Goodbye. Good mellower song, acoustic. The harmonies are good. Kicks up for some really cool harmonies at the end. Day and Night. Actually, it's weird because on the live album it says, and he introduces it Night and Day, and it says on the live album Night and Day, but on the studio album it's Day and Night.
Huh.
Which is weird. I noticed that today. But good song though. I like it. It's actually, the middle part's got like a Deep Purple feel to it. The keyboards in this one that I think is really cool, and it's kind of a different kind of sound for Night Ranger. Kelly's drums are kick-ass on this. He's an underrated drummer as well. I think he's a drummer for me that is like Vinny Appice. Some of his beats are different. They're not an average drummer guy thing. Like he's got like those odd beats. Yeah. And like Vinny Appice has that same kind of different feel to his playing, and Kelly does as well. Night Ranger, fucking love this song. The band name, it's their song. Just a amazing time change. It ramps up in the middle, totally rocks out, and then then it goes down, and it gets right back to that main riff. I fucking just love that transition at the end of the song. When You Close Your Eyes, this is my favorite Night Ranger song. I love it. It's got that awe factor for me. I've said it many times. Been out on a long night of drinking. I love He's Gotta Say It, Jack Daniels. Just fantastic. If you don't know this song, you have no idea who the fuck Night Ranger is. Don't let me tell you you love me.
Don't love me, you tell me.
Don't tell me you love me. This is what I call like an announcement song, that this is their very first song on their very first album. And when they play a song, when they open an album with a song like this, a band, their debut album, it's a statement song. It's just, this is us. This is what you're going to get from us. This is what you can expect from us. Fantastic song. The solos are just, this is my sick bananas solos on this song. Fucking insane. Penny, totally unexpected deep track. When I saw this when I got the CD, actually I had the CD in the other room there, I was like, holy shit, they did Penny. Like, fucking cool. Like, and you're right, BB, I think that's thrown in there just for the fans that they did that.
They stuck around for 35 years.
That's right. You deserve to hear Penny.
Here's one song.
Sister Christian, Here We Come, Boogie Nights, baby. Another one where he gets out from behind the drums, I think, maybe, in the beginning.
I think at the end he does.
At the end.
Like during the motor.
Yeah, okay. But I do like the song. It's good. It's got a good pace to it. You know, Sister, like these last couple songs, except for Penny, if you don't know that, go check it out because it's fucking fantastic. And they end up with You Can Still Rock in America, great rocking closer. Fantastic. They do have their backdrop is the American flag, which is cool. And Brad brings out that American flag guitar, which is unusual because you hardly ever get to see him play anything besides that red one that he plays. Yeah. But just absolutely fantastic. Kerry Kelly is an excellent addition to the band. And he fits right in. And I know,
he's been with them a while.
Yeah, and Eric Levy, great addition on keyboards as well. But of course, you got Jack Blades, Brad Gillis, and Kelly Keegy, just the core of Night Ranger that have been there. Well, Jack was out for a little while, but the core of the band are those three guys, and they do not let you down.
All right, how about our keyboard player, Dylan? What do you think?
Yeah, Night Ranger is just a band that they will not disappoint you if you see them live. Like, they are...
Dude.
It's Night Ranger. It is. This live album is absolutely a great indicator of what you're going to get from Night Ranger. minus not having any Damn Yankee songs on here, because they will always play at least one Damn Yankee song. They didn't on this, which is understandable, because this is like a retrospective of their band, not just bands that they've also been a part of. But I don't think there's a skipper on this album. Like, every song adds a different flavor to the Night Ranger gumbo soup, and it just makes it such a complete package. Like, I mean, you can't have a Night Ranger live show without Don't Tell Me You Love Me, or without Rockin' America, or Sing Me Away, Touch of Madness. Like, these are staples of the set for a reason. And even like some of the newer songs, like High Road, like when we saw them at M3, and it was the first time that song was played that we had heard, and they told us how to quickly sing along to it if we wanted to, and then they played it, and it was a good live song. And like, it wasn't a staple of the set, we didn't know it, but we were still rocking out to it. That's how good they are. They can make you feel like you know a song even if you've never heard it before. Unlike Tesla with MP3, that show, but we're not going into that. But like, every song is just fantastic. Everybody's operating at their top capacity. You can tell they're all having fun with it. It's a really good show. It's just a really good show. I'm into every song. I'm singing along. I'm loving it. Great pick.
BC, bring it home, kid.
Okay, you're going to take a half hour. I'm going to stutter. I'm going to fucking spit on myself.
Don't love me till
Don't love me the way
I'm going to wake up
you.
at 4 or 3 in the morning. I don't know what it is. Night Ranger. I mean, this is definitely probably top 4 band to me. I mean, as time goes on, these guys are just, I don't think they've done anything wrong. And this is one of the few bands that when we do go see them live, they play the hits, you don't mind. Because the hits are fucking great. You don't get, there's not a Night Ranger song I can say, you know what, I can do without this one. Even the Sister Christian. Even the Sister Christian. There's not a, especially this set list, there's not a skipper in this. I mean, come on, Touch of Madness. Send Me Away, 4 in the Morning. I like 4 in the Morning. I was on the 7 Wishes kick for the longest time there.
Yeah, I don't hate it. It's just for some reason there's something about that song that I just don't enjoy the whole song. I don't know what it is.
And even the newer ones, like Growing Up California. I mean, come on, hey, you got the hey. Rumors in the Air, classic. Secret of My Success. Even that album. They never put out an album. Even when they only put out the album with, what's his name? Brad Gillis, Kelly Kagan, and
Feeding Off the Mojo.
Yeah, but I can't think of another guy's name.
Gary Moon.
Gary Moon, thank you. I mean, even that album, which was 2 guys on Night Ranger, fucking rocked. Yep. I mean, to me, that's a great album. I mean, this band's just so fucking phenomenal. Cinema Street, High Road, when you got the haze. Eddie's Coming Out Tonight. Classic. Goodbye, even for a slower tune. But when it kicks in with the guitars after the mid part, come on. And newer stuff, Day and Night. That's what we talked about today. Did we order it? That's no brainer.
Of course we did.
Night Ranger, God damn it. Night Ranger. One of the top 5 Night Ranger songs. When you close your eyes, don't tell me you love me, or don't call me, tell me you love me, don't love me.
I have written down, don't tell you love me.
You're drinking that night.
Jesus Christ. What
you just missed the me in there. And
Yeah,
threw it all
yeah.
off.
Lay off the sauce.
Again, I mean, a hit, but timeless in my book. Penny. Like you said, when you see that, it's like, holy shit. And I don't know about personally, any band I like, if they did something like this and did something off the wall like that, to me that stands out. That makes you like, hey, fuck yeah. You know what I mean?
Yep.
These guys, of course, they close out Sister Christian and Rockin' America, which are, again, hits, but priceless. I can't say enough about this album. I mean, it's just boing. I mean, and Night Ranger as a whole band itself, throughout the years since they first came out to me, is slow. I mean, always in my wheelhouse. But they're really into it now.
No.
And I pretty much heard everything off the new one. Not everything, but bits
And pieces.
There was somewhere in that.
Yeah.
Night Ranger.
Yeah. So it'll only be. I don't know. I think when this comes out, it'll be probably next week when this episode comes out. So there's our 4 albums. On part 1, I did Head East Live. BC did Ozzy Tribute. And on this one, we had Dylan do Thin Lizzy Live and Dangerous. We had BB do Night Ranger Live 30 Years, A Night in Chicago. I don't know if that's the exact title, but pretty close. Is it?
35 years and a night in the
35 years and a night in Chicago.
In Chicago.
So we'll go around here. We'll wrap up, and when you guys wrap up, rank them. Tough to rank them, but how you feel right now? Well, maybe not for BC, but let's start with BB. Go ahead, wrap up, my friend.
All right. Like I said, you guys came out. They're like two bookends. You got something that probably the 4 albums. Easily, BC's was the most popular. Steve's was the least popular. But like we talked about the first episode, such a short distance, but what a difference the actual sound is. Dylan, you and I were big time difference.
Much bigger.
Big time difference. But there's still sprinkles of each other's. They're still rocking dual guitars in both of ours.
Yeah.
So. Something like that has not changed that much, but just a great episode. I think these were really, really good albums, and man, to rank these, is it pompous to put my own as number 1?
No.
Okay.
Probably won't be alone in that.
All right. I'm gonna go Night Ranger, then I'm gonna go Head East, then I'm gonna go Thin Lizzy, and then I'm going to go Ozzy number 4. I'm sorry, BZ. It's Ozzy, but...
Drink this.
All right. Dylan.
Yeah, these were all really fantastic live albums that at least one of them I never would have heard if not for this episode. The others I would have. I mean, I've heard the Night Ranger one, bits and pieces of it as it was played, but I've never front to back listened to it. But these are really good slices of what you can get from a live album, I think. Night Rangers is a really good career retrospective type album. Ozzy's is a good tribute album. Head East and Thin Lizzy are like good sampler platters for those bands to get you into them and let you know what they're about. So they're really good, like fantastic picks, I think. I think everybody did a great job, and there wasn't an album I disliked. So if I had to rank them, I would also probably go Night Ranger number 1, just because of... I knew all the songs for the most part. Like, I knew them, and there wasn't like the downsides of tribute that, in terms of knowing the songs that album kind of had. Then I would probably go because it surprised me. I'm gonna go Thin Lizzy number 2, because I wasn't expecting to like it as much as I did, and there's a lot of great stuff on that album. Then I would go probably Ozzy tribute, and then like Head East, but they're all like right there. There's it's the photo finish type deal for this episode for sure. And you can listen to a lot of the songs from... I think I'm going to do... The first 2 is going to be in the first section, like the first episode. And then, like, we're only going to have our songs in this episode for the Spotify playlist. So you'll be getting 2 Spotify playlists of the 2 different
You can put the gem
sets.
song and
song
in there.
Yeah. So check those out if you want to get a sampler platter of some of the albums that we talked about tonight and last week.
All right, BC, wrap it up.
Alrighty, 2 fun episodes. I mean, a lot of stuff. 50-50 for me on this one. 50 I knew and 50 I didn't know. But fun overall. But if I was going to rank them, definitely Night Ranger number 1. I'm going to go on the surprise and intriguing. I'm going to go with Head East number 2. I got to put Ozzy number 3, and of course... Phil and the boys number last with the Thin Lizzy. I guess I don't know. I'm gonna ask Judy if I got beat as a child to Thin Lizzy music or something. Because I've tried. I don't know. I cannot get into it.
Can't connect.
I almost. If you tie me to it, I can't get. I guess I can't get into it. I don't know what it is. It's weird.
Okay, it's not for everybody. Yeah, I thought this was a fun episode. I've been wanting to do this double live one for a while, and like I said on the last episode, due to us going on vacation, I wanted to kind of break these up so we can have them out for 2 separate weeks, and it was fun. And in the Thin Lizzy album, like I didn't know that. Like I had heard it before, but it wasn't really on my radar. The Night Ranger. They're Night Ranger. Like I said, they're definitely a top 5 band for me. They never let you down. They don't. And the Ozzy one, I've had that since it came out. The Head East one, like I said, that was one that, you know, and until I picked it up like in later years, I just knew that album from its cover and like one or two songs from it, and then until I got to listen to it, like it really caught me as like, wow, this is a really good album. But it was fun doing these, and we have a lot of cool stuff coming up. What do we got next? Oh, we got the next one's gonna be cool too. All right, absolutely. So I'm glad we did this. We did kind of a little marathon session here tonight because actually I want to, although he won't listen to the episode, I want to thank my youngest son Carson for covering for me while I can record, because we had to do a switch because of we just needed to do a switch at work for the day. So thanks Carson for covering for me, and you guys out there, you know, you guys are awesome. Let us know. Check these albums out. Let us know, like, if you never heard Head East, if you know. Let us know what you think. You know, we know if you listen to the show, you're probably somewhat of a fan of, you know, Night Ranger, Ozzy, you know, maybe Thin Lizzy. Like you know, they're a tough band. They're, like I said before, I said I could really like this album. I would check out their live stuff, but it doesn't make me want to go back and listen to the studio stuff.
And I'm a live guy, so I figured.
And BC's, yeah.
I figured it.
Yeah.
I'd be like you, like live.
I think for me the guitar playing made me get over the vocals. You know what I mean? Because it just struck me. I was like, "Holy fuck! Wow!
Yeah.
And I love dual guitar stuff, and I love live stuff. And I was impressed by Phil's bass playing as well. There were parts where it was like, "Holy fuck!"
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah. So here's my rankings. Of course, number 1, Night Ranger. BBU won the night. You got a total consensus. I'm gonna go with the surprise factor of Thin Lizzy. I was surprised at how much it was. Head East. I gotta go next because and the only reason I'm going Ozzy last is because it has Goodbye to Romance on there, because it's really the only song that I fucking hated that we talked about in these 2 episodes.
Are you still mad that you got the lyrics wrong in the Jeopardy episode for Goodbye to Romance?
No, it makes me hate the song even more.
Like when BB put in what he picked, I was like, damn, I forgot. Because when you say double live album, I was in the mindset.
Yeah,
like a vinyl album.
Early days.
Yeah, I saw that. I'm like, oh yeah.
And I had like 8 albums. Like, oh, it's not live. I mean, it's not double. Oh, it's not double. I'm like, God. Then I got it down like a rabbit hole of, like, oh, how about this one? Thank God.
Well, it's funny
because I'm always the last one to pick.
Because one of the episodes where we were doing single live albums, I kept accidentally picking double live albums because I wanted to do Anthrax Kings Among Scotland, but that was a double album, so I was like, fuck. So maybe next double album I'll bring that one up since we're doing
I mean, and we'll do another one with single live albums too, because you have so many to pick from now.
Yeah, right.
Going down the rabbit hole there. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in with us this week. We had a great time doing these. Hope you guys had a good time listening to the episode. If you haven't checked out any of these albums, give them a check out. Let us know what you guys think. And we're going to do another outro song today. I'm going to play a song from the new Dead Daisies album, and the song is called Like No Other, in parentheses, Baseline. So check it out, and thank you guys for tuning in. We love you guys. Take care of yourselves and each other, and we will see you next time, and there definitely will be a next time.
Be your guy.